How is there literally that many comments already? I mean, I'm not that late. It's like 11. You guys are out of your minds. What's happening? See, you got a smile on my face today. Been doing another video on the Arrma Big Rock. Man, I'm telling you. It's the dethroner. With all the, and you gotta like understand why I'm calling it the dethroner. I'm calling it that for a reason. Because it's smiles for miles, man. The amount of times that I've been able to just have this vehicle as a grab and go is absolutely insane. Now, this platform isn't for everyone. You've got your people that, really like metal chassis stuff. You got, the people that really want the larger scale RCs, and you have to remember Traxxas X-Max is not fifth scale. Even though it kind of looks like it is, it's not. But I still will call it a fifth scale RC because Traxxas has to be Apple different. And I know, even if there are some Apple lovers in here, which I own a Mac, I have a iPad. I love my Mac, but the PC people seem to be able to have options. The Android guys or girls or whatever you want to call it seem to be able to have extra options. But what's great is that what I want to say, maybe 8 times out of 10, a Mac is not going to have virus issues. So that's what I like about my Mac. So why did I even say that? Because Traxxas can be related to Apple in so many different ways. But I do, come on, I got the banner. Obviously, I do like Traxxas, but this Arrma Big Rock is literally becoming a grab and go. I'm going to jump into the chat real quick because I just want to see what's going on. I don't understand why the chat is that much already. RC Master, Ryan, what's going on? Let's see. Thumbs up. Already done? Is that what that was? Man, this thing's really eating my face today. I think I need to have this on a bigger arm. Shop is still done. I need to have a barrier right there. So that's all you see is you just see shop. See disaster, saws and ladders, and I got that little, I don't know, I forget what that thing is called. Hover something. I used it for filming at one point. Actually, it works pretty good. But I want a one wheel. The one wheels definitely seem cooler. Got a shave too, man. What do we got? So basically, it's just RC Master and Ryan going crazy, lighting up the chat. Dan, what's going on, man? Dan, the man's here. Let's see. Dan, what's going on, guy? Jason, what's going on, man? Josh Johnson, what's happening? Lorne, what's going on? Big Ed. Terry Wolf, you're new. You're new. I don't remember seeing you in the chat. Don't forget. I know some people don't want to see that, but that's all right. You can see that part of it. I am a Pats fan, although I did recently become a Bucks fan. Come on. Of course I did. You know why, too. For us New Englanders, watching that Super Bowl was literally, and I should have recorded the conversation. So, out in front of my house right now, right? I made a snow jump, with Big Black. I took Big Black plow and made a nice jump in my front yard. And then I made another jump that I haven't actually used. And here's the funny part. Some kids have actually moved into that other jump that I haven't been using. They've moved in, and I'm going to do a video on it. It's funny. My wife noticed it this morning. My wife is leaving at I forget what time this morning. She left at 9:30 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. And when she was backing out, she happened to look towards the left, and she saw a pair of gloves and she was like, oh, some little kid must have left their gloves or whatever, or lost their gloves. And as she's backing out of the driveway, she sees hands waving out of my snow jump. So some kids have moved into my snow jump. They got to be, I just want them to be careful. That's all. But if you weren't a kid and you didn't make like, igloo or a house or something like that, they used to have the igloo makers. Does anybody in chat remember the igloo makers? You would, they sold like this rectangular piece of plastic. You'd pack it with snow and then you'd slam it down and you can make the blocks and you can make an igloo. We had those when I was a kid. But yeah, I'm kind of getting off track here. Just talking to people saying what's up. J.O.'s here? Where's J.O.? J.O. guy, what's going on? Justin, who else? Dalton, what's going on, man? That's a cool name, Dalton. Let's see. Sam and Sarah's here. Dead Pixel, what's going on, guy? Little off topic, but have you heard of the... Yes. Yes, I have. The 10 millimeter shocks? Yeah. The guy that was doing that, I think he's a member of the RC Guy Garage Facebook, and he had posted his initial like thing on there, but then he was like, I'm not going to, double post. So I'm just going to post into the, the Outcast, which is more appropriate. He took it, out there, which is great. But yeah, I've heard of that. They're like 3 millimeters or 5 millimeters longer, which is nothing. But I guess he was coming across like some dampening issues at one point. So I haven't followed it just because for me right now, I don't have a need for such a change. I mean, that's a couple bucks that he had to pay for those shocks. You know what I mean? It's not a light cost. But initially it seemed like a great idea if he was able to work it out. Don't jump on the what? Bucks hype. Nah, I'm just on the Gronk and Brady hype, that's all. Integrity, what's going on, man? Right, RC Master, don't forget. Right. Just keeps this channel ripping. Wild and out, what's going on, guy? Earlmoorhead, what's going on, man? Dylan Davis. Did anyone watch the... Yeah, geez, it's all over the news right now. C Stone, what's going on, guy? Good morning. Vito, this is going to be your first time commenting, or at least maybe showing up. Yeah, so you remember those block things. Yep. I used to make igloos for my kids all the time. Dad made ones, which are a little bit more safer than kid made. My youngest daughter remembers, actually my son and my daughter, they remember the younger ones. They remember, Dad making the real cool, snow fort, I guess you'd call it. Mine had windows and all kinds of stuff. The one that I made. What's on the news? The NASCAR crash. Greg, good morning, man. What's going on with you? First time you're here too, I think. KGM, what's going on, guy? Finally got a Monday off to watch, right? Right? I didn't even think about it. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah. Monster RC, what's going on? Good morning. Man, I think I need to switch glasses here. I can't. I'm having a hard time reading the chat. I don't know where my other glasses are. Oh. Maybe I can't. Thought I left them right here. I had to clean up the work surface here just a little bit before I threw you guys on here, so you guys weren't thinking that I'm a total disaster. like all of that you see over there now has kind of like translated over here. But I wanted to get on to this Big Rock. Like I said, I do have a video coming out. I should probably put a hat on because my hair looks like a mess. But I do have a video coming out again on the Big Rock. I think I said it pretty clearly on the last video. And I don't know if people caught it. The whole point for me, and it doesn't have to be this. It could be your Slash. It could be, you know, whatever other vehicle you have that just seems to hold together and take abuse and keep running and give you that smiles for miles is the whole point of this. So a few people out there in you know, YouTube world here, you know that I've got like this thing against my X-Max, and it's really not me being against my X-Max. It's like, you know, have some of the breakages been deserved? Yeah. Am I paying for those breakages? Yes, I am. I am paying for the breakages. Do I know that? I could go on forever. So do I know that that was deserved? Kind of. It was cold out, but I wanted to bring out Traxxas built-in flaws. The only reason why I'm bringing that out, and I call it a flaw, other people might call it, and I'm not saying that, you know, ARRMA doesn't do that. Kind of almost think they don't. I'm not saying that ARRMA doesn't do that. I'm not saying that any other manufacturer of anything doesn't do that. The automotive industry definitely does. I know that for a fact. There is also something that's called a built-in obsoleteness on vehicles. I'm not saying that on RC cars, but analyzing this piece that broke and how and why it broke, it's making me like come to that determination that even within Traxxas is smart enough to know to give you a break point to hopefully make it so that maybe you don't think it's a to make you think it's a deserved breakage. And the only reason why I say Traxxas is because Traxxas has been around forever. I like Traxxas, I really do, but I also don't like some of the things that they do, and I don't like some of the ways that they act. So I'm still kind of on the fence whether if this part should have broke, and based upon this piece, I'm not on the fence anymore. Based upon this replacement piece, this is my own personal opinion, Traxxas is smart. They got you to buy, or me, let's say it this way. They got me to go ahead and go, oh, you know, if I break another one, I want to make sure I got another one. Okay? They got me to do it. They got me to double buy. It's cheap enough also to where I bought the two. It's only $15 for one. And I was able to go ahead and get green. You know what I mean? Where ARRMA necessarily isn't really doing that except for maybe some of their EXB parts. The video that I'm working on right now kind of touches a little bit more on it, and I'm actually leaving the video as is, because I will never try to look like the hero know-it-all, because I don't. I discover things as things break and go on, and through you guys who like find issues. And it's like, that's what's awesome about this whole community, is that, you know, we're finding what each individual feels is a weak point. We're finding and having opinions about all of this stuff, which is great. This is what builds up the community. So like, while I you know, am downing technically Traxxas. I'm only downing my own vehicle. I'm not downing Traxxas, even though a little bit in my head I am. I am, because they're too much like Apple. And I own Apple. So, well, I don't own the company, but I have Apple products and I appreciate them. But this piece right here, ARRMA has it right. Okay? ARRMA has certain things right. There's always going to be a give and take no matter what you do. So let's talk about Dan, what's up? The thumbs up people, 46 here and only 14 thumbs ups, right? Come on. Come on. We got 50 something people here. Slam that thumbs ups. Let's make YouTube realize. Come on, let's make them realize. Let's make them recognize. Oh, what I was talking about, right, was a couple people know that I did order the Tesla Cybertruck, okay? And the order was easy, $100. $100 gets you a spot. Now, in 2022, once that truck is available, I have to make the determination now, do I actually now want that truck based upon the 2 new offerings that kind of just came out? 6 months, I think, 6 months separated. So everybody knows that I'm a gearhead. And when it comes to stepping away from the RC stuff, when it comes to cars and trucks, I am totally for all of it. Like, I mean, the sound, the experience, the feel, the everything. So the one thing that we've been missing in a Tesla truck, for me, huge, would be the sound. You may get that incredible, just like, you know, what were they comparing it to? I think they compared it to some fast Porsche, that you get that launch and you know, you're like holding on to the steering wheel, you know what I mean? Kind of thing, right? And I know what the Teslas already feel like. So if people don't think that I don't know, I do. Yeah. So anyways, but the sound is missing. Now, the Ford Raptor, right? And I know this is probably like half of the people will be out of here. They're like, I'm out of here. I don't even want to listen to you talking about, you know, vehicles. But it translates to this RC stuff, right? It translates to upgrades. It translates to give and take, which is what I'm trying to like get at. And I bring that out in the video that I haven't uploaded or even edited yet. That no matter what you do, okay, the vehicle that they gave you is in their minds for parts replacement, keeping a steady income to them, for hopefully parts that you will buy from them, that you'll realize that sometimes they've got the right idea about something, that if you buy an upgrade, the upgrade isn't going to be the exact same thing because they have limitations. Maybe they have limitations on patents or whatever, that you can't have one part be exactly the same thing as what the other piece is. You're thinking that you've got the better piece, you know what I mean? When in reality, ARRMA kind of almost had the better piece, or even Traxxas had the better piece. I want to strangle Earlmoorhead right now because Earl has a video that he needs to bring out. And he's driving me nuts because I'm not going to talk about it until he brings it out. Not going to talk about it until he brings it out. He's referenced it, but he's got some good information that we as consumers of upgrade parts need to know. So Earlmoorhead, if you're in here, guy, get that video out, man. You're killing me here. Because I'm not going to talk about my issues until you talk about yours. Because that's how I am too. That's how I am in business as well. So even though I might, you know, I'll take a hit, I will never like take somebody else's information and use it for myself. Well, unless it's like an upgrade. Like, I mean, obviously if somebody says, hey guy, try this, and I try it and it's awesome. If they haven't done a video on it, yeah, I'll do a video. I'll do a video on it, but I'll give the person credit. So, but Earlmoorhead has a video. He's got to put it out, I hope soon, because he's killing me here because I can't put out my findings until he does. But either way, there's always going to be a give and a take. So buying an upgrade, you're getting something, hopefully, that you feel is going to, you know, consistently keep you pushing forward. It's going to upgrade your vehicle. It's going to, you know, upgrade your driving experience. Hopefully you're going to have a longevity in the part. But in this Big Rock, I ended up finding out that my upgrade had an inherent downgrade. And I'll bring that out. But I fixed it. I was able to fix it in a kind of a, not a hack kind of way, but it's something that I've used in the past that works. And I'm still going to be able to rip this Big Rock. Now, people have also asked, like, how come I'm not going, you know, 4S with this thing? How come why did I take off the M2C adapters? I took them off because, well, number one, I lost, because of my impatientness, I lost the barrel nut that was M2C. I went ahead, and because I wanted to keep ripping it, I ended up using one of my inferior barrel nuts that I had, which still got me out there to rip it, but it also made me realize that the upgrade still needed a little bit of tuning. That's it. Now, I'm not saying anything else, because I'm not getting on M2C and saying their stuff is garbage, because it's not. M2C and that company and that guy, very intelligent, very good with what he does. It's just I'm going to wait just a little bit more. I'm going to actually explore the option of another 17 millimeter like hex. It is going to be from Hot Racing. Everybody else already knows that I've talked about it already. But on this Big Rock, because in its stock form, because it's still just so awesome, like I said in that video, man, I said, don't be afraid to go ahead and buy yourself one of these Big Rocks. It's like, ARRMA better start giving me some royalties here, or whatever it's called. They better start comping me for all the times that I have said, go ahead and buy yourself one of these Big Rocks. And the only reason why I say that is because I keep saying it all the time, but I am starting to notice the $300 price point issue. And that's what I'm getting at. That is why I'm pitting it against an X-Max. What you guys don't see is behind the scenes is that I'm calculating up. I'm calculating things up. Okay? So as I replace, I'm calculating things up. I'm calculating things up. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm calculating. Can't talk and smile at the same time. I'm strategically and correctly calculating things. So in that, I'm getting back to that video. In that video, I point blank say something along the lines of, don't be afraid to go ahead and buy yourself one of these Big Rocks. But I think I said something like, take out your fifth scale, break it, and then rip a Big Rock. You always need to have, if you can financially do it, you need to have more than one RC that can bring that smiles for miles to your face. Because if you bring out one RC and you break it like I've been able to do each time, not purposefully, but not one time, not one battery. That's why I have got the hashtag now, not one pack. Okay, and that was somebody that made a comment, I think, on Earlmoorhead's channel, something along the lines of, you know, RC Guy Garage. I think he's like a hack or something. I don't know exactly what the guy said. I think it was funny. I love it because everybody's welcome to their own opinion, but it was something along the lines of like, you know, RC Guy Garage, he can't seem to get through like one pack, something along the lines, you know, he's a hack or whatever it is. And yeah, no one's perfect. So all of us, like all of the people in chat right here, who in chat is perfect, right? 57 out of 57 people in there. Who out of you 57 people is perfect, right? In everything that you do, right? We all know no one's perfect and no product is perfect. But what I am doing is behind the scenes, I'm keeping track. No, you can't take an X-Max or you can't take an Outcast. You can't really take an Outcast and pit it up against a WL toy. But yes, you can. The Big Rock is kind of proving a point. Does it have limitations? Yes. Am I slowly paying for those limitations? Yeah, same thing with the X-Max. But the funny thing is I'm going to have shirts. I'm going to have shirts that have a hashtag on it, okay? It's point blank going to say, you know, the hashtag thing, not one pack. And I think that'll be like my own shirt. I think that's what I should do. It should be like RC Guy Garage, not one pack, right? Come on. Maybe I'll have like a picture of like a hazed out X-Max. I don't know. I think it's funny. I'm not taking, you know, any comments like that negative, even people that are being negative. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but look what I'm doing. I'm still smiling here. So I'm keeping track of basically smiles for miles, number of packs run through, how many times I get to rip it, how many times something broke, potential height of jumps, all of it, you know? So the whole point, man, the whole point is just to keep those smiles ripping. Just like you keep your RCs ripping, right? Just rip a smile every once in a while. I'm telling you right now, the Big Rock for me is ripping some smiles. Big Head, what's going on? Just want your energy. Send me my, no, you don't want my diet guy. Dude, I'll tell you what my energy is. Well, coffee, right? But my energy is the COVID 15 to 20. So I have legitimate, I mean, you can actually see it. I have legitimately gained. See, this is what I looked like in 29. I think this is what I look like, I think, in 2019. No, I think I look like this in 2019. I look like this in 2020 to 2021 because COVID gave me 15 to 20. And we're not talking years. We're talking extra stinking pounds. Now go ahead and grab yourself a 15-pound weight or a 20-pound weight or a 25-pound plate. Put 15 pounds in your hand and go, I gained that much. You know what I mean? It creeps up on you. And that whole year, that whole COVID year, I didn't realize that it was creeping. You know what I mean? So it's going to come off. So that's where the energy comes from. It's all the extra COVID 15 to 20 that I put on. Dude, look at it. Come on, dude. 15 to 20 pounds. It's killing me here. Tying my shoes became a little different. Just kidding. So anyways, wow, 64 people. Come on. Does that say really 64? It does. There's 64 people on here and only 38 of you? Come on. Slam that keyboard or slam that touchscreen. Come on. Bam. Why didn't I gain weight? Oh, we all know why Earl didn't gain weight. I know why. See, Earl's Body, because he doesn't wear gloves, Earl's Body takes in all those solvents, fuel, diesel, gas, engine oil. His body takes that in, and his body thinks it's food. So Earl doesn't have to eat. Okay. There's your answer, Earl. Why didn't you gain weight? Because all those solvents that your body take in, that's your food. Your body wouldn't be able to go through life without, sucking in some solvents into your bloodstream. Don't do it. Don't do what Earl does, and don't suck in them solvents into your bloodstream. I learned that from my wife. My wife, she's a PCA, so she does like medical kind of, stuff, and she knows a thing or two because she's seen a thing or two. Yeah, don't, just protect yourself. Wear your ear protection. If you gotta wear ear protection, wear that. Just do it the right way. Don't do it like the way that some of us, show it on camera. Oh, I'm a yes, Earl is a toxic wasteland. Yeah, Clayton, what's going on? Dude, thank you. Yep. You've been eating RPM arms, right? Oh, yeah, Earl. Earl's been eating RPM arms, right? RPM parts, anyway. George, what's going on, guy? PPE, right there. George McFly. PPE, personal protective equipment or personal protection equipment, whatever you want to call it. Yep, definitely good. Why compare the Big Rock to the X-Max when you can compare it to the Max? There's a reason why. We already have the Max, and I'm comparing it because I'm taking and I'll say it this way only because I've got a Ford, okay? I am taking, well, how can I say that? Go online, okay? And watch out for the language, but go on YouTube and type in, you'll actually have to type it in the right way. I'm not going to say the word. Type in Ford effing Ranger. Obviously, the effing is a word that I'm not going to say, and I would prefer not to say, but type in on YouTube Ford effing Ranger, okay? So let's just say that. Now, the Ford effing Ranger is the Big Rock, okay? To me, this is how I'm kind of relaying it to you, so you understand why I'm painting it up against an X-Max. Now take Chevy's top of the line. Let's just say their light duty pickup truck, which maybe we'll call that the X-Max, and we're talking Ford and Chevy. So the Ford effing Ranger is the Big Rock, and then take your 4x4 Goliath Denali, I know that's GMC, Denali, whatever, just your highest optioned 3500, GMC. There are certain things that just because of what the Ford effing Ranger is, because of what the Big Rock is, it can do very similar things at somewhat less of a breakage cost, where obviously the 3500 can do things that the Big Rock can't do. You know what I'm saying? And my experience with my X-Max has caused me to say, all right, fine. I'm going to take the ARRMA Big Rock because I'm having such a blast with this thing. I want to have a blast with my X-Max. It's probably one of the first vehicles that I've watched videos and seen what people have done and go, why can't I experience what V2 Vids guy is doing? How come if I launched mine, why is it that when I launch my Traxxas X-Max off of a 3.5 foot jump and land it in 40 to 60 degree weather, why is my X-Max braking to where I'm watching V2 Vids? He's taking his X-Max at -10 degrees on ice, jumping it 100 feet, and he's still able to drive away. You get what I'm saying? That's a very like basic way of kind of, I guess, explaining it. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just going, all right, this is a grab and go. This thing's $300. Who cares? It's a third the cost of it's technically, it's a third of the cost of an X-Max. And the comparison that I am doing is not taking, you know, a D10 dozer and comparing it to a subcompact tractor. I'm kind of doing that, but not. There is a reality to it. But what I'm trying to say is, take out your fifth scale, rip your fifth scale, break it, then have your big rock, or however you want to do it, like what Earl does. Earl normally will always have his Traxxas X-Max with him. Not when he's running his speed cars, but then again, maybe he would. So it's not like he's going to take out his Limitless and then expect to get any enjoyment out of his X-Max. Do you know what I mean? Like on a street. But for him, you know, his X-Max is his grab and go. For me right now, my Big Rock is the grab and go because the X-Max just isn't doing it. Not one back. That's why I'm gonna literally have a shirt. I want it. I want a shirt that says hashtag not one pack. That'll be the first hashtag shirt that I ever wear. Maybe I should do a hat, not one pack. RC Guy Garage, not one pack. It'll cover the scar on my face, wherever the scar is. What side of my face is the scar on? I thought it was this side. Yeah. It'll cover the scar on my face. 69 people and 50 thumbs ups. Come on. Got 69 people in here. That means that's my favorite number, by the way. We should get 169 people in here, but not for the reason why you think. Because all X-Max owners, repairs, they're behind the scenes in secret, right? RC Club, right? You and RC Master started it. Right. There you go. In the X-Max Club, we don't talk about repairs in the X-Max Club. Don't forget, if someone's directly like getting my attention, you see how Earl did it, right? See how Earl did that? It shows up as a red block. That way I'll know like someone's actually, you know, maybe trying to get my attention, ask a question or whatever. It just makes it easier for me because most of the time, like I joke around that, you know, if you guys were all at my house, I wouldn't expect you guys to 24/7 while you're here to only have a conversation with me. That's not how it works. So we're all hanging out, you know, just having a blast. So if somebody is trying to get my attention, I don't even think you have to do the @ symbol anymore. I think if you just type in RC Guy Garage, I think a red box will show up, I believe. I think RC Master or JO or one of them showed me that like on the last live, I believe. So, Noli, what's going on, man? Yeah, see, there you go. RC Master just did it. No @ symbol. Yep, Lauren Cronus, you just did it. Two red boxes, right? Good morning. The ARRMA Granite. Oh, I'm reading a comment that I think somebody's talking to somebody else. Right, dead pixel. Good comment right there. Yep. Even like Green Frog, what's going on, guy? One pack hack. Yeah. Robert, what's going on, man? My mouth said guy, but my head said man. No. My head said guy, my mouth said man. That's why they came out funky. Dalton, this is a test. Yeah, guy, you got it right there. See? It says RC. You even did it bunched up. See? So YouTube did make some positive changes. Philip, what's going on, guy? So is this Big Rock not a good oh no, the Big Rock's awesome, man. But you got to base that upon this is my own experience, and that's why, like I said, everybody is welcome to their own opinion. This is only my own experience with the Big Rock. The Big Rock has become my grab and go. Am I starting to suffer wear? Yes, but that's also part of the whole master plan. The whole master plan of showing you the king truck and the king price that you're paying for that truck versus the Ford effing Ranger, okay, versus the Ford Ranger that I've got here that I paid a third of the price for. And there's a reason why I paid a third of the price, or everybody is paying a third of the price, because you're kind of getting also a third of the wear. But my X-Max still hasn't been able to, survive one pack. Not one pack. I do it. I should have my daughter. You know what? Actually, I'm going to have my daughter come down right now. Oh, watch this. Watch this. This is what I love. I was just going to text her. Watch this. Alexa, can you make an announcement?
What's the announcement?
Sam, can you come down to the shop, please?
Announcing.
Sam, can you come down to the shop, please?
I love it. What it does, right? So how many Alexas do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. We have 8 Alexa devices in the house, and they're basically within each room. So watch, just by saying that. Obviously, if she's doing schoolwork, it might take her a little bit, but she should be coming down. She'll come down right there, I think. Hopefully she listened to it. Yeah, Sam. Now, I've never tried this. Alexa, can you repeat the announcement? Never tried that.
Sorry, no. I don't know what to repeat.
Nah, I wasn't sure whether it would do that. She could even be taking a shower. Well, anyways, I think what I'll do is I'll see if I can just have because my daughter's made me a shirt before, but I'll see if maybe I can have my daughter figure it out, and I'll literally just make my own shirt, just a hashtag right across the thing right here, not one pack. The not one pack hack. Captain Flannel, what's going on, guy? Gaines, what's going on, man? Thomas Downey, see, Iron Man's here, man. I'm telling you. Iron Man's here. Blue Knight, what's going on? Yeah, Mitchell, what's happening? 78 people. Come on, slam that thumbs up, man. Kill this YouTube. Slam it. Punch that thumbs up. Holy crap, you guys are insane. 79 people in here. It's crazy. 59 thumbs up. So getting there. Come on. 75. Oh, we're dropping. We just dropped off because I said 79. Now all of a sudden we dropped off a bunch of people. George, what's going on, man? Not one. No, because Earl, weren't they basically saying I can't drive any car? I think they were saying I can't drive one car or something like that. Or like the only car I can drive is the Big Rock. Yes, that's kind of true. Nah, because the laser nut, you know, the DB Pro, there are certain vehicles that, you know, I've been able to get more than one pack through. My Hobao Hyper MT, man, if you haven't seen the videos that I did like 2 years ago on the Hyper MT, whew, that thing went through way more than one pack. Darwill, what's going on, guy from the UK? What's going on, man? Yeah, dude, these are the packs. This is what I run in my X-Max right here. Tried to run in my X-Max. This Z9000. I've got so many of these packs. Think about it. Every large scale vehicle that I have two sets of two. When I saw those batteries, so Amazon, you know, Amazon Prime, they have that Prime Day. And what happened was those Z packs were not available in the plug that I, you know, basically switched over to, the EC5s. They're only available in they were available in Deans, which to me just didn't make any sense. They were available in Deans. I bought a whole bag of those connectors, which they were on here. Well, I bought 2 bags of those connectors. And then I ended up switching out all the packs. I bought so many of those Z packs, man. I'm telling you, it's like having, you know, the elephant's foot. Like if Chernobyl ever happens over here with these Z packs, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like the elephant's foot 2 Chernobyl meltdown. But so far, those packs have been in my Outcast, this is the one, I believe this is probably the one that got ejected. Oh, wait a minute. Or is it this one? Yeah, this one got ejected onto the street from the Outcast. And that's what I wanted to bring out too. So I'm going to have a sewing video coming up. Sewing. Guy, you know how to sew? Yeah. I took sewing class and cooking class in school. But so this is very consistently happening to my Outcast straps, or should I say to the, man, focus on the right thing. Never gonna focus on the right thing. Well, see the waffle? Can't even see the waffle. Come on, guy. Focus. What the heck? There we go. See the waffle pattern? They use heat to basically fuse the strap, right? Because this strap, in my opinion, is chintzy. It does its job, but it is a chintzy strap. I'm recommending that you change out your straps, or you do what I'm going to do. And this strap is too long for me anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice the old piece off, take this, wrap it how you should, and I'm going to sew it however it should go. I think it wraps this way. So what I'll end up doing is I'll sew that, and hopefully it should be long enough. I'll have to like test it and everything just to make sure, but hopefully it'll still be long enough, because like I said, this strap is like super long anyway. So, and I'm going to sew it. I'm going to like stitch it, you know, a bunch of times. And that should hold. Maybe I'll even glue it too. I don't know, put epoxy on there, something, and then also stitch it. But I know how to use a sewing machine, and I know how to sew by hand too. You know, come on. Back in the day, Mitchell, guy, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that one. Only one mystery plug installed for some reason, if you recall. Yes, Green Frog, you're absolutely right. Do they make Z3? Yes, they make a Z3S 9000. I don't know that. They might. breakfast and right. Well, I mean, come on. Back in the day, you know, when you were in like, I think it was junior high that I was in, and I took those classes. I think it was junior high. Yeah, I think it was junior high. You had to take like some kind of shop class or something. The reason why I chose sewing and cooking is obvious. Come on. I was a guy. I didn't want to hang out with a bunch of guys. I played sports after the fact. I always did soccer and basketball on my own time. If I was going to be in school, I was going to hang out with the girls. You know, back in the day when I kind of looked a little bit better than I do now. Come on. Those are the classes to be in, man. Not cosmetology. No thanks. I wasn't going to do that. But cooking and sewing, sure. Gave me some skills. You took sewing also? Right. 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 Yep. Adam, what's going on? Right. Adam, bam, you hit it. Nitro Freak, what's going on? Good afternoon, Nitro Freak. Where are you out of? Afternoon? Is it? There's no way it's afternoon. Alexa, what time is it? It's already afternoon. Alexa, what time is it? She doesn't want to answer me. Oh, yeah, it must be. It must be just about that time, right? Oh, so Nitro, you're the same time, whatever, as I am. I'm just north of you. Add skills to the toolbox. Yeah. Last time you sewed was in the 60s. So, Robert, that must mean it was military, right? Were you in the military? Because I know if you, well, at least I believe I remember that if you're in the military, you also have to sew your own stuff, right? So you must be military. Junior high. Yeah, I took wood shop. I was always in it. Well, when I could get into a trade school, that was my first thing. So I was initially I was a packaging machine mechanic, and then I went from that to welding. I stayed in welding for a while, and then I also went into electronics. I took like so many different classes. Like I really pummeled myself for the amount of time that I stayed in school. I won't even go into why I ended up switching schools. That's in the past. That's the old me. There you go, Nitro Freak. There you go. So in the Army, you had to sew stuff, right? Yep. That's what I figured. See, that's what I love about this. Everybody can relate to everything in here, which is great. 6 p.m. in the Netherlands, right? RCD, what's going on, guy? Oh, Nitro Freak. You know what, Nitro Freak? You're wrong, dude. You know why I say that? He's not in here right now. I'm going to show you something. This is actually pretty cool. And what he's doing is he's sharing his, oh, crap. How do I find it? Oh, man. I cannot find the post. Oh, Sgt Jay, right? So what was cool was Sgt Jay posted a picture of his shoes. And he basically said something along the lines of, I guess he showed his daughter of the way to polish shoes, which I thought that was pretty cool. You know, it's like me showing my daughter how to weld. You know what I mean? And she's a tree hugger, and I mean that in a good way. But she loves automotive and she loves cars, but she also is a nature person. Yep. There you go. Right. Adam H. Don't need to be shined unless for a special occasion. Right. Well, James George, they probably did an amazing job too, though, when you think about it. Because there's some skills right there. ECRC, what's going on, guy? You taught yourself how to sew, right? Oh, yeah, because, I mean, it's easy. Well, I don't want to say that and then have people freak out. No, it's not. You don't even know how to sew, guy. I know how to sew just to get by. But if Sgt Jay was in here, he'd tell you. I think car guys usually right. Yep. Well, it's not only just RC car guys, it's literally just even car guys when you think about it. Yep. Shined up boots for years. Yep. Robert, you're a retired steelworker. Nice. Robert Horton, you learned from your mom. That's awesome. A small factory. Yeah, that is cool, man. You're right. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's most. I think I would Captain Flannel, I'd kind of like say that too. That most RC guys are car guys too. You know what's funny is it doesn't go necessarily the other way. Like for me, let's just say for me, I was a car kid first. And then because of my love for automotive when I was a kid, got me into RC. So for me, it went the opposite way. You know, actually it went the way you're talking about. Went car guy or car kid to RC because obviously couldn't drive. I could drive those little cars, I could drive those little cars. Come on, we all had those box transmitters, or at least the age that I'm at, we had the square Futaba attack radios, dual stick, cars, boats, and bacon. What's going on, guy? What was my first RC? All right. I believe my very first RC was something Radio Shack. I don't remember what it was, except that it was one of those drive forward, back up and turns. Okay. That was my first really enjoyable RC was my Tyco Turbo Hopper. That I had a couple of those. And I think I also had another one that was another Tyco. And I think it was four-wheel drive. I believe it was black and yellow or black and white, or like white wheels, black car, or yellow shocks or something, spring shocks. I really don't remember what that was. I just know that it was fun, but it didn't last as long as the Tyco Turbo Hopper. I had a couple of those Turbo Hoppers. So as far as like my first like RC that I remember would realistically be the Tyco Turbo Hopper. I have little kid pictures of me in the snow, or should I say my mother, in the snow. I was going to bring those pictures out just to show you guys. You know what I should do? A Throwback Thursday post, community post, Throwback Thursday. Right. But you know what, Earl? Here's the funny part about what you said. RC, right, CCXRC is not a car guy, and he said that. But you know what's funny is I think he's becoming one. which is cool. So the love of, you know, his RC love, I think, is starting to get him to a little bit get into, you know, kind of being, you know, somebody that appreciates, you know, automotive, or at least appreciates cars. Grasshopper for you, Dalton, right? 68, 70, nice. So we exceeded the amount of people that's in here. That's awesome. Gaines, what's going on, guy? Unknown user, Tycho Bandit. Dude, that's it, isn't it? Was it black and yellow or black and white, or what was it? That sounds very familiar. I should have asked on here. Tycho Bandit. Tycho Bandit. I don't think that was it. Maybe you're saying that's what was for you. Oh, dude, I did have that. I did have that. If that's it, I did have that. Yes. Dude, yes. The Tycho Bandit. I think I had that. Pretty sure I had it. I had to have had it. That's awesome. Or you could have been saying that's what you had. Barry King, what's going on, guy? All right, well, this kind of got off subject, because I know that some people end up coming in here at some point and they'll go like, you know, you're not even showing the Big Rock. So I'm just going to switch this over. If, like I said, if anybody has, if they're trying to get my attention, asking a question or whatever, just do the RC Guy Garage and it'll show up as a red square for me, or a red box. So here's what I wanted to show you on the Big Rock, what's going on. Here's the original piece that I replaced. There's a good and a bad. There's a good and a bad about this. There's technically kind of two bads for one good. So on the hot racing piece, well, it gives you, well, no, actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm saying this wrong. It gives you two goods, okay? So 2 good points. Here gives you a good point, and then up here and here, we'll call that 1 point. So it gives you 2 positives, and it gives you kind of 2 negatives, or 3 negatives, actually. I forgot about that. It's actually 3 negatives. If you paid attention to my last video that I did with the Big Rock, where you'll see at there's 2 points. There's 2 points in time on that video that I left in on purpose. I could have cut it out, but I didn't, because sometimes you want people to see. I do. I want to see if people notice the one thing that I did 2 times to my Big Rock that's got the hot racing front spindles in it. Okay. There's one thing that I had to do twice, 2 different ways. You just have to go watch the video and see if you can find it. But I'm bringing up like all of this stuff about upgrades, and you may get 1 benefit, which is great, which is on this. I'm getting 2 benefits, but I also got 3 negatives by doing this upgrade. And one of the negatives is very clear in that last video that I did. 2 different times, one with my hand and one with my foot. You'll see it. If you go watch the video again, and make sure, if you didn't give the video a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. Come on, this is all the YouTube game, man. Got to get that watch time up. Got to get those thumbs ups going. It's the whole deal, man. It's all about, it's all about not 1 pack. So, but you can see, let me show you. So is that focused right? Yeah. So on this particular vehicle, when I switched over to hot racing, you might be able to see something right here. Okay. See that? That's not on the other side. I'm going to switch over to the other side right now. Oh, listen to that. Yeah. Thing's doing a burnout. The tires are doing a burnout on my mat. Love it. All right. So I'm going to pop this one off real quick just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And I got that picture up there. Joe Daddy's Garage is going to be designing some new hats. So, and I want to take whatever hat company he decides to go with is most likely the hat company that I'm going to go with for my hats. Because I don't want that hat company. And my lug nuts are on here. Like really solid. Because I've got, I thread locked mine. So not only are mine nylock, but they're also thread lock. So you got to use like pliers and that stupid little wrench to get these off. Now that one came off real easy. And this is the wheel that's starting to wobble too. So I haven't even taken this wheel off yet. But one of the things obviously that you always want to do, you want to check your bead, go all the way around. After you've ripped it a few times, see if you've got any areas that could use maybe a little extra drizzle of glue right there. Same exact thing as the other side. See that? That needs a little drop of glue in there because that's just going to keep expanding. But let's check out the hex. Seems like it's okay. I don't see any cracks. Seems like it's okay. I'm actually using the TV screen as a way to be able to see. All right. So on this side, I'm going to elevate it with two wheels for a specific reason. So when you see it on this side, this way, okay, watch what happens when I do this. And watch it not do it on this side. I haven't checked the side yet. So I'm literally checking this side, like right in front of you guys. All right, and this one. Oh, look at that. That was no pressure. Okay. Look at no pressure. Not really. So on a certain situation, because that's technically a consumable, this ball piece is technically a consumable, like we all know. But that's also why this is a better design. See what I'm saying? Because that's not going to happen. So I gave up something. When I bought this hot racing hub, I gained in strength along the kingpins. So I'll call this a kingpin, okay? So top and bottom, basically it's like having a kingpin, okay? That's basically like it is. I gained strength here, which broke. I gained strength in holding the bearings in place so that the bearing captured area is stronger, but I lost here in two different ways. So because this is aluminum, and because we've got a real fine thread, and because I'm beating the crap out of this thing, it's no longer captured, okay? So eventually that's just going to pop out. I mean, to feel the pressure that I'm putting on that, there's really no pressure. That you shouldn't be able to do it like that, but that's a wear point. But it's also showing you guys a third of the cost makes it so that you might have to have upgrades. You know what I mean? You may have to spend that extra, 2/3 in parts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not putting any pressure on that. See, watch. Boom, that just goes down like nothing. Look at that. But when the vehicle's driving, it's not popping out because it's applying pressure. So the other negative on this hot racing was that hot racing gave me screws that would compensate for the height of the ball end, right? So it gave me the height of the ball end going through the metal, and I think like one thread or whatever had come through the bottom. What I ended up doing was, apparently, even though I really didn't crank on it, the threads are so weak in this piece, I ended up stripping out both the left and right on installation. And I didn't crank it. I put it down to what I thought was a good like tightness. So all these things just wear out, and there's no way that anybody can think that, you know what I mean, that this isn't going to happen. But I would probably have more smiles for miles if it was captured like this. So instead, what I did is I popped out the screw. I do have a lock nut down in the bottom here. So mine is lock nutted. I am noticing that I'm getting additional play in the steering rack inside. See, all this compounds. Now, maybe on a basher, you won't notice it as much, but all of this play compounds over time. Now, am I loose here, up and down? No. So pretty much this issue has been solved. I hope. Yeah. Pretty much this kingpin issue was solved. The bearing issue is awesome. But then I gained like a little bit of an issue because now that ball end is not captured anymore. The screw that they gave me, it just didn't work. I had to end up using the original ARRMA screw, which you could tell that's the original ARRMA screw because it goes into that bottom section. And I had to use a lock nut, which was great because that's why I bought this kit right here. This kit came with, and this is my gold screws, came with 2 different size washers, ton of different size M3 screws, and it came with exactly what I needed, a bunch of nylocks. So this little screw kit was great. That's literally what I wanted to bring out. The other thing that's happening with this Big Rock is obviously the 3S system that's in here, the BLX. It's that soft start. The soft start is kind of starting to kill it for me, because just like with anything, when you get anything, like let's just say you buy a car or a truck or whatever, sometimes the first upgrade that you're going to do might be like a K&N air filter, okay? Because you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to get like 2 more horsepower and, maybe like half a gallon of fuel savings, okay? Because usually when you put a K&N in there, your foot might, you know what's going on. All right. So the thought would be to, do bolt-ons, you know what I mean? So kind of what I'm doing here is I'm doing some bolt-ons. But I'm giving a little bit. I'm spending the extra price, but then I'm also noticing that within an extra price, there's still inherent flaws. So not captured versus captured. More smiles for miles. Even though the part is wearing, I won't necessarily, I'll still be able to rip it. In this current configuration, did it pop out? No, it didn't pop out. But I'm driving in cold. So in cold, everything is shrinking. Like those plastic pieces are kind of getting smaller, getting, more rigid. So maybe that's what helped facilitate the wear. Maybe if I was running in Earlmoorhead conditions, like 60, 70 degree weather, maybe my RC wouldn't be suffering as much as it is right now. Or maybe because Earlmoorhead just doesn't rip his Big Rock anymore. He grass drives it. But I'm starting to notice like little things that are wearing out. And in the video that I've got coming out, I address that, but I also address the possible fixes. So hopefully you guys will watch that video. I got other videos coming up, just stuff and things, some repair stuff going on, some more bash stuff. We're going to get on doing some more lives again. I took a break from doing the lives. I think I'm ready to come back and do some more lives. If you guys are interested in watching those, don't forget, you're just jumping in here, give a thumbs up. 70-something people in here, 74 people, and 78 thumbs up. That's awesome. That's insane. GTA, what's going on, guy? What happened to what? The Big Rock? It's just normal wear and tear. Well, kind of normal wear and tear, if you call it normal. When you're doing the project drag van, that's a good question. So drag van needs to have good drivable weather in order to be a drag van. But what about drag bug? Drag bug is coming back this spring. So once my road is actually drivable, drag bug will be coming back along with drag van. If you eliminated the soft start, do you think that? Yes. Yes, Josh. Yes, I do. So I've been chatting with somebody here and there. Somebody has been messaging me. I've just been given, the best answer that I can. But he's asking about upgrades and whatnot, what I would recommend. And I tell him that it's hard for me to recommend. In reality, sometimes when it comes to parts or different cars or whatever, it's really hard to recommend something in that respect because my conditions may be different than the conditions that individual's running. Just because, you see what wheels and tires I'm running, you see what hex I have back on, and I spent $40. I spent $40 on these. Why aren't I running these? Well, there's a reason why. Well, there's a couple reasons why. And these are a good quality, but just I'm not going to run them yet. I'm not really, my Big Rock's really not ready for those M2C hexes. So I'm back to the Stalkers. Would I go down to a 12 millimeter? Nope. I'm either going to stay at 14, stay stock, beat the snot out of this thing until I start coming up with issues like what I'm kind of bringing out right now. Soft start is kind of annoying me, but I know if I get rid of soft start, I should show you guys a whole bunch of other things on here. I got to save some stuff for videos, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like I don't want to like bring it all out on a live, but I'm noticing some other stuff with the Big Rock, but it's all deserved. It's all a third of the price. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all a third of the price issues that I'm coming up against. So possible, everything is scale, right? So people sometimes freak out. And that's why I'll joke with somebody with an answer or whatever. Somebody will go like, oh no, like I ran my RC, I grass drove it and you know, and I hit a tree. I hit a tree real light. Like I wasn't even full throttle and I hit a tree, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, guy. Okay, you hit a tree with your RC. See what I mean? Poet, and I didn't know it. You just hit a tree with the RC. You probably were full trigger. Okay? You're just saying that you weren't. You were Craigslisting it. Okay? You were softening it. You hit a tree. Now, listen, that same tree, I want you to run at that tree full speed with your body. Just run at that tree at full speed and tell me how you work out. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So scale for scale, like some people like, you know, well, I took my big rock and all I jumped was like a 6-foot jump. Okay. What part of that was 6 foot? What kind of terrain did you land on? Remember, this is scale for scale. So whatever that jump is, don't forget your vehicle's at 1/10 of the scale. So you've got to 10 scale that jump up. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to 1-to-1 it. You just jumped 600 feet. Okay. 1-to-1. I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes people forget, you know, the whole scale thing. And even like the X-Max not being a real 5th scale, Traxxas is absolutely right, because Traxxas is being Traxxas. In reality, whatever vehicle or concept car that they got that idea from, or if it's just Traxxas trying to be pro scale, wherever they got that from, it isn't really 1/10 scale or 1/5 scale vehicle is not going to be the same size as another 1/5 scale or 1/10 scale vehicle, because it's scale. So whatever potentially this vehicle would have maybe been in a 10th scale isn't necessarily going to match up to, like, take that and match it up to a 10th scale, whatever it is there, EMAX or whatever, or TMAX or whatever. 10 scale doesn't necessarily mean that the truck has to be the same size just because it's in the same classification. The scale is scale. I don't even know why I went on that. But I am noticing a couple of things on this truck. Crazily, I haven't even looked at the chassis right now. Let's look at the chassis real quick. I'll show you the chassis, because people might want to. You've seen what I've done with this thing, right? This thing has been to diamond dust. This thing has been through the frozen cold. That's a good shot right there. Is that a good shot? It was a good shot. It was a good shot. But we'll take a look at the chassis real quick. You can see I drive it. Have I skate parked it yet? What's going on there? What the heck is that? It's all that junk in there. Oh, it's a bunch of dirt. So I haven't taken this thing to a skate park, mainly because the skate parks that are actually around here are kind of crap. But is my chassis broken? No. Could there be hairline fractures that I can't see? Yes. Because I've driven this thing in the cold, there could be some kind of crack starting to form, not necessarily here, could be forming on the inside. And am I going to, like, put this thing under a microscope and check for that? No. But I don't see anything. It looks like it's all right. I'm actually using the thing right now. But you can see I've driven this thing. You know what I mean? I'm getting, look at that digger right there. That had to have been a pretty good smack right there. All these scrapes. You know what I'm saying? All those areas that maybe should have like a skid plate. Come on, focus back on it. Why doesn't it focus on what I'm trying to focus on here? Focus on it. There we go. You know what I should do? I'm gonna take the camera off of this thing. You got iced over? Oh no. So that's a good detailed shot. So I could use this. I mean, look at that digger right there. That had to have been some good hits. This is a high stress area right here. And everything's looking mint. See what I know you can't see it. But what I'm doing is I'm actually using my computer screen right now to see what you guys are seeing. That's a bunch of dig marks. Eventually, this whole piece is going to snap off. Look at that. Even on the arms. I didn't realize on the arms it was taking some digs too. Let's check the chassis for straightness. How about that arm? Look at some digs. Some nice dig marks. Look at that. Check it out. That shock. That's captured. Now, I didn't do that. That's captured factory. This is a good idea to do this. This gives some detailed look into here. Oh, I like this. Let's check out the back while we're at it. This is working out pretty good. Another kind of high stress area. Chassis looking pretty mint. Look at diggers. Nice dig marks. I should do this more often. Ooh, do we have a breakage? See, it almost looked like I saw like a little fracture right there. See that? It almost looks like it's a little fracture, but that's just a skid plate anyway, kinda. Let's get a look at these arms. Get the rust in there. Get some Rusty Jones happening in there. It's not too bad, man, considering. Probably won't be able to see in there. Nope. I like this idea of using this camera. See what I'm saying? You can't see it. Not too bad, man. Look at that. I mean, how's the wheelie bar looking? Wheelie bar wheels getting hammered. Come on, focus. Focus. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. That doesn't look bad. Let's take a look at the inside. See what's going on the inside. Let's see if these straps are having any issues. See that waffle mark? All right. See how the heat is, it's fused. This is where the straps are breaking right here, at least on the Outcast, not on this. I'd say this thing is sufficiently ripped. Let's see how this drive shaft is. Pretty tight, man. Getting a little bit of wear on the drive shaft. Makes me wonder if that is seized. could be that that bearing is seized. You know that? That's something to think about too. With all the beatings this thing is taken, man, it's not looking bad. That's why I call it sufficiently ripped. Wow, look at that. Is that getting blown through? Right there? It is. It's getting clearanced. Look at all the lines. It's got tree rings on it. From all the times that things like got covered on there and melted off. Yeah, this is working out pretty good here. At least I hope it is. On my end, it's looking mint. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this Big Rock is a great little truck. For what I do and how I run, I don't know, man. I like the truck, man. I think the thing rips. I think it does a great little job. Arrma Big Rock. If you don't buy one, you're wasting time. Off topic. George McFly, I don't answer that question. Sorry. You gotta know why, too. Think about it. Let's put it this way. You could kind of almost answer that question for yourself, but not. Look up factory original colors. And then realize that mine is not a factory original color. Meaning the color that's underneath the paint is a factory original color. Huh, guy? Come on, guy. I had a cop pull me over, and he actually apologized for pulling me over, right? And it was cool, though. I was totally fine with it. You know how people can be. I was just cruising. The cop pulled me over. Kind of, sort of. Let's put it this way. He actually didn't pull me over. He followed me into the gas station. And when I got out of the car, he was like right there. So, and he immediately said, you know, there's no issue, but I just got to know. And I knew what he was going to ask. And he goes, I got to know, is this real? And I just looked at him. I said, pop the hood. You tell me. So he said, really? I can? Goes over to the front of the car and he looks at me. He goes, I actually don't know how to open the hood. And I go, I'll show you. So I opened up the hood, right? And this is the officer. He's dressed in his clothes. He's got his car with the lights on. I'm at a gas station. And he does the weak knees. Like, you know, like what's his name there from Sanford and Son? If you haven't seen that like show, the dad from Sanford and Son, he literally grabs his chest and he's going like this. He was like, I've never seen one of these before. This thing is mint. Yeah. We don't talk about silver car. We don't talk about silver car here. Silver car. What do they say? What do they joke about what is it? The Vegas thing there? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Something along those lines. Shock oil is in shock. Dude, I don't even know. You could probably ask Google. What is the CST of 80 weight shock oil? There is a conversion chart. All you got to do is actually an ARRMA conversion chart. Shock weight. So 80 is 1,000. I don't know those answers. I don't even, that's what people don't get. I'm just in here to just have fun. You could ask Google. No, I wonder if Amazon would know, or Alexa. Alexa, what weight is 2,000 CST oil? I probably said that wrong.
A response from an Amazon customer about Polaris oil says, the W in 5W50 is winter, not weight.
Forget it.
Oil has viscosity and has different attributes at different temperatures. The W is for how the oil functions at a cold start versus when the engine is at full temp.
I already know that. That's
that
automotive.
helpful?
Sure.
Thanks for your feedback.
Don't forget, it's creating stupid people everywhere. See, look at that. Wow. Dude, did you just see how it's creating stupid people everywhere? You saw that, right? I just caught that. It's creating stupid people everywhere. Just kidding. Don't flame me. But that was funny, though. It's creating stupid people everywhere. That was a good one. I just caught that, man. That was good. It's creating stupid people everywhere. Oh, my God. See what I'm saying? You come to RC Guy Garage, and at least you got to laugh at something. You have to. Even if you're a Traxxas, what they call fanboy, you had to laugh at that one at least. If you hate my channel because you think I don't like Traxxas, there's a stinking Traxxas banner right there, creating stupid people everywhere. No, this device right here, I've been saying it for years. This device right here is kind of creating stupid people. And the way I meant that was that I used to do like a lot of driving with job sites and all that stuff, right? So when I was, young and in the industry, I was always driving to find houses to work on, to find builders, to find work. I'd drive through neighborhoods that I knew construction was happening or whatever, looking for, work for my guys, kind of stuff like that, right? So eventually what started happening was this was creating me to become a stupid person, because what I would do is if I knew of an area that potentially had work or whatever, I'd say it, I'd ask the phone, or I'd ask the phone for directions. So instead of figuring it out and knowing where I was going, I was relying on this. And then in the town of Duxbury, Massachusetts, Duxbury, Mass, which is a couple towns over from me, cell phones at the time, cell phones weren't working in Duxbury, which is kind of crazy because Duxbury is like where you'd want your phone to work because those people have money, okay? So you're driving along and I'm driving along and I'm going by, the GPS, and then I get to the destination because it was in the memory of the phone, and I'd hit end. And then when I go to leave, I'd go, hey, Google, navigate home, okay? Because I was in an area that I had never been in before. So then Google wouldn't navigate nothing because there was no signal. You get what I'm saying? So it even for me created me to be a stupid person. That was funny. I got to look at the comments, but that was funny. Creating stupid people everywhere. Oh, my God. You said the same thing? Right. Yes. So cars, boats, and bacon. Yes, absolutely. I always had a map book in my truck. Yep. Traxxas be like, we don't get it right. Like I said, at least if I can make a couple people laugh, and even if a Traxxas, crazy person, I mean that in a good way, we all joke. We got the ARRMA people that are crazy people, and we got the Traxxas people that are crazy people, and whatever other RC companies that are out there that are crazy people. You got the Ford, Chevy, Dodge, crazy people, same thing. That was funny. Come on, that made myself laugh. Come on. If I can't make you laugh, if I can't at least bring a little bit of joy into your life, then you need to switch channels and find something else, because this is me. I like making people happy. So even my customers, I love making my customers happy. When I give them a bill and it says $0.00, they get happy. Because there's times when it's not 0 and 0. Every once in a while, I'll do a job for nothing. Why not? It makes people happy. Sometimes, I've even point blank done jobs for nothing. Because my time is my time. I made money. Let's just say that job that took me a month to do, I made money. And I made it fairly. So sometimes people after the fact get to reap that benefit. You take from the rich and give to the poor, basically. That's how I kind of somehow looked at it sometimes. I've been on, certain job sites that, we're talking billions of dollars. And no, not that I made. I don't make no billions of dollars. I don't even make millions. But if I made enough money, you start to feel, you feel generous. And maybe if, you have another client that is on a limited income, just do the job for nothing. It's your time. Took you 4 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour to do it for free. It'll come back to you in a positive way. I've always done it that way, and I'll always do it that way. Like even on here, look at this. So Larry Mitchell, out of his own, just because, gave me $5. Why? He doesn't have to. None of you guys have to give anything. But some people just, maybe they appreciate the time that I took to show a repair of something, or just anything. It's sometimes that generosity pays back. Another thing that you guys don't know that I've been doing is I've been screenshotting comments. So I'm going to come out with a video soon, literally about screenshotted comments. And there's positive ones and there's negative ones. And I'm going to bring them all out. All those screenshots are available for everybody to see in the chat, and it's public information. So I'm going to have a video that talks about, the positivity of this environment, the positivity of, when we all get together and put our heads together and enjoy something such as this, the RC car stuff, or even I even just answered a question recently about, the needle scaler. I did a quick review of a needle scaler years back. I think we're going back 3 years now, when I was doing some work on my truck on Big Black. I got this cheap needle scaler, and I basically just showed how it worked. And the guy asked a question recently, and he said, is this something along the lines is this needle scaler beneficial or something? Why this needle scaler, I think, versus, a grinder and whatever. And I went into it, and I just said, well, I was showing the usage of the tool. I wanted to show you that camera-wise, because I can't get the camera into certain areas, but camera-wise, this is what the needle scaler is going to do to the rust that's on your vehicle. I was working on a hub. It was Big Black's front hubs. I live in New England. We have salty roads, and I beat the crap out of my truck. So I was basically showing how the needle scaler, I even slowed it down to where you could literally see the needles punching the rust off, or rot and rust. And then I also showed that, yes, you can still do the old way and take a hammer, a BFH, and then give it a smack and it'll take off the big chunks. But when you're trying to get into the small nooks and crannies where take the back side of that, so you got the front side of the hub, which is all like, you know, smooth looking, and you can, you know, here's the bearing surface or the whatever it is, where the axle comes through, where the bearing and everything is. So that's that area you can get at, but the backside that's cupped, you can't take a hammer and slam into that. So what I was showing on the outside, you know, the needle scaler is literally just punching the pieces of rust off. You're not going to be able to punch that off with a big hammer on the backhand side. So you just get in there with the needle scaler and you let the needle scaler do the work. Will it take longer to do? Yeah, kind of. If you went with a needle scaler and tried to like needle scale your whole frame, you'd be out of your mind. Take a big hammer and wail on that thing and break off all the rust and rot that, you know, comes off with a big hammer, and then take the needle scaler and do like the fine detail stuff that, you know, won't come off. So it's like even like stuff like that. That's why I said my channel will never be only RC, and that may actually make my channel not as popular because I will never only concentrate on this RC stuff. I just can't. If I'm going to do a brake job, I'm going to put it on this channel, and it's just going to be, you know, hey, come on, what did I do? I did and the stove is still working. We're going to eat dinner tonight. We ate dinner last night. We ate dinner the night before. Saved myself $500 just by taking out the circuit board and throwing a blob of solder on it. And even the comments in that were awesome. Somebody saying, you know, don't use a lead-free solder next time. Use a whatever, and maybe it'll flow better. And boom, maybe the next time, or maybe I should go on Amazon or whatever, order up some, how was I going to say it? Order up some toxic lead solder, but it works. Our $4,000 to $7,000 stove, I can't remember how much we paid. I know we paid a lot of money for that stove, man. How many years ago was that? We've had that stove for a while now. I can't remember. It's not like a Viking or anything like that. It's just a Samsung stove, but it's got the induction and all the craziness, and it's got an inherent, you know, flaw, which I believe is it tried to concentrate too much energy into that postage stamp, and it blew out the solder joint. So, but it's working. I'm eating, obviously. I'm eating. So I gotta eat less. I gotta work out more. You notice the punching bag's not there anymore. Maybe I should put that back. Punching bag kind of helps a little bit. Most of us here enjoy. Dan, you know what, man? That's awesome. I appreciate that. If I have time, will I check out your video of the best DUI RC stand? Let me know. Yeah, I'll check it out. Foundry guy, what's going on? Good afternoon. Trying to like read comments because I haven't been looking at the comments. You think it shrunk your brain? Right? Watch those chemicals, man. PPE, personal protection or personal protective equipment, whatever the wording is. It's either or. It means the same thing. You missed the stove fix guy. You didn't miss nothing. You're out. Hey, you didn't miss nothing. If you were out ripping your Mojave, you didn't miss a thing. You know what's funny though is it basically showed some hack soldering. It worked. I'm still eating. My wife's happy. My wife she's ripping a smile too. That should be like another shirt. Get out there and rip a smile or something. I don't know. But I think I want to talk to my daughter about that. See if she can figure out and make me a shirt that says the hashtag not one pack. That's a shirt I would wear all day. Not one pack right here. This is me, the not one pack guy. Yeah, Jo is a huffer. He huffs those Tamiya spray cans. BORC. I don't know, man. If you're asking me, I actually feel like I want to get one of those. The Ford Raptor. Just to have one, because I don't have one. You know what? Balls. You should actually ask, if you're asking me, I don't know if you're asking me or if you're talking to somebody, I'm just getting into the comments right now. Go on Mitchell's RC channel, go on Mitchell's channel, and he's done a bunch of stuff to his trophy rat. He's coming across things that he doesn't like on it, but then he's done like a lot of things with that. So that he might be someone you want to check out as far as, a couple videos that he's got on that. He's been doing some modifications and whatnot. Dan. Yes. Right. You know what though, Dan, man? You're right. You're absolutely right. But for me, there's a balance. Like, I mean, obviously, I love spending time with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't marry her to not spend time with her. Like, that's the thing. So there are times when, like, let's just say, like, some of the times when I do the lives, like at night, it's because she's tired and she actually like went to bed. So I'll come down here and I'll do the lives, and that works out great. But then there are some times when, like there's been a couple of times when, I've done that and I go upstairs and she's still awake. And I'm like, I thought you were going to sleep. And she's like, oh, I couldn't sleep. And, she has to have her own time to do stuff too. But I enjoy spending time with her. I feel that it's a very important thing to make sure that you do. Like if you have a significant other, make sure you make it a point to take the time and spend it with that person. If you have kids, and here I am going on a spiel about, telling you what to do, but if you have kids, make sure if you can, take the time to spend with those kids. Read them books. Like that was one of my favorite things to do, was to read books to the kids. I loved doing that. I mean, I was dead tired too. I mean, I'd wake up, it's pitch black out, and I'd come home in the pitch black, but I still made it, like forced myself to always read a book to the kids. Almost every night. I'd say like 97% of the time, maybe 70. I don't know. Just take the time, man. If your significant other is, a female, buy flowers. Just do it. Surprise, surprise them. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. Just, you don't need an occasion. That's the better part. The better thing is to do it this way. This is how I think about it. The better way to do it, if you're going to buy something for somebody, buy it on a non-occasion. You know what I mean? You want to buy flowers? It doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. Just buy the flowers because you want to buy the flowers. It means more sometimes. Think about that one. And it might get reciprocated back too. Never know. Dan, that's awesome, man. Tortured, what's going on, guy? You're late. All right, Tortured. Now the Tortured's here. We're going to wrap it all up. We're going to end it. Yes, Mario, absolutely. Yep. Ah, there's Mitchell right there. All right. All right. Well, I think that's good. Like, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:57 p.m.
All right. So right when it hits 1 o'clock, we'll just end it. So we're looking at, like,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm not sure how to help you with ending it. So right at 1 o'clock for my time, we'll end it. So we got like another 3.5 minutes on here. We got CCXRC is here. I just see he popped in. You got Dan, Balls. Your name, man. BORC. We got Unknown User. Jess is here. Tortured. JO, Mario. Dan, I think I said that. You got Stoned. Let's see. Mitchell, JO, Cam, GTA. RC next Tuesday. Green Frog. Captain Flannel. Bunch of good people here. DV8. I didn't even see that if you were talking to me. Hadoopty, you're probably talking to somebody else. Foundry. Dazapaka. You didn't miss anything, guy. You're ripping your Mojave. RC Steve. Yeah, just a bunch of people in here. This is awesome. 65 people. 90 thumbs ups. Whoa. All right. Come on, guy. Come on. I know we can break that 90. Come on. We got like what? We got another 3 minutes, 2 minutes to go. We can break that 90. Oh, we did it. 92. Bam. Depending upon how tonight goes, I'm not sure if there's going to be a late night live tonight. There is a video coming, though. I don't know, a couple hours, something like that, maybe. Just to kind of like what we were talking about. No action. Just working on the Big Rock. A couple of things that I came across. It's going to be more of like a raw video as I'm going on it. See a couple of things. There's still more stuff about the Big Rock that I want to bring out that I'm starting to notice. I'm starting to notice that third of the price. The third of the price. How about we'll say it like that? So, is it a fun RC? Yes. Just also know that you are spending a third of the price. So that's why that's why I said what I said there. You know what I mean? There's a reason sometimes why you pay, the price of some other RCs. But you have to weigh out the smiles for miles, man. That's a thing. And right now, the Big Rock is my grab and go. And it's starting to show its abused grab and go. I mean, I abuse this thing, man. So certain things are loosening up, as you'd expect. I don't think I'm going to take it out and rip it today because, Alexa, what's the weather?
Currently, in Plymouth, it's 36 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers with a high of 37 degrees and a low of 34 degrees.
So right now, to take this thing out, The only area that I could really take this thing out on would be my driveway in the street, and that's no fun. Right now, my ramp is my ramp that I made is basically melting. I can't drive this thing in the snow because the snow is starting to get too soft. So I think I'll take a break from this thing, maybe just do some more maintenance on it, show you guys a couple of the other things that I'm coming across that are starting to show wear. But I beat this Big Rock, man. I mean, come on. If you don't, again, we'll talk about it. If you don't, go ahead. Come on, ARRMA. Throw me a couple bucks. Throw me a coupon or something. If you don't go ahead and abuse yourself a Big Rock, abuse yourself a Big Rock. If you don't go ahead and buy yourself a Big Rock, I'll say you might be just missing out. Why a Big Rock? Because it's the one I've got. Why not a Granite? Because the Granite for me is more of like a trick truck. Where this thing can still do tricks, this is the platform that I wanted for this. The Granite, just for me, would be just a little bit too short. I've got a bigger Granite, which is that red thing that's actually in the room over there still drying. Eventually soon, we'll be bringing out the speed cars. There's a speed car on that top shelf right there that you can't see. We've got some parts coming. Scorched RC. So we got our scorched stuff in, man. We got scorched. We've got, this is literally going to be probably my most expensive car. We got Basher Queen stuff in this box right here. I still have to do a what's in the box video. We've got some Fast Eddie ceramic bearings for that particular vehicle. Come on, ceramic guy. Ceramic. We got some GPM stuff right here. GPM goodies for that Limitless. I've got, obviously, you know the power system I'm putting in that thing. This car is point blank going to far exceed my ability to drive. And inside this box right here, we got some game changer stuff that's going inside my Limitless. So the stuff that's inside this box, man, that's going in my Limitless. What else? Oh, this right here. This is going on my Limitless. This is a test for this. So these are Hobao Hexes. It's OP. This seems fitting. OP0001. It's the perfect color. I love orange. But I showed in a live, I think it was, I showed that replacing the ARRMA stock factory Limitless Hexes with these, which are right here. So the factory Limitless Hex is right here. And I showed replacing the stock ARRMA, replacing the stock ARRMA one with the Hobao. And you're not going to focus, are you? God, that finger looks so mangled. Whatever. Don't focus. Fine. Well, either way, I showed that there's so much slop in the front and rear end of that Limitless that this piece right here took that slop right out. And I expect it to perform. And I'm only going to do one side. So one side front to back is going to be upgrade. I'm going to call it an upgrade for now. Upgraded with this. The other side is going to be factory stock. I'm going to get out my temp gun and I'm going to temp gun the bearings to see the factory bearings, not the ceramics. I want to try the factory bearings first before I destroy. I don't want to destroy a set of ceramic bearings. And I'm going to temp gun the factory bearings. I'm going to do a few passes with hopefully some speed. Not a lot, but enough to warm up the bearings and getting things moving. And I'm going to temp gun real quick just to see like if there's a variation in the temperature. A variation in the temperature is going to tell me if this is too tight. And if this is too tight, I might end up just slightly skimming the backside of the anodizing, just to kind of like, I might even really go nuts and put a dial indicator on it. So this Limitless for me will be probably my I'll say my best build, and it's on something I don't do. I try to speed run, but I'm not a speed run guy, but I enjoy it. But I've got knowledge that's here. I just don't know if I can translate my thoughts into the RC car. I don't know if it's going to take it. You know what I mean? Kind of like a baker. You know, it's kind of like you've got to have the like right formula in order for things to work. So gearing, all that craziness, even, you know, getting into the computer and doing some, you know, magic or reading some data. It's all stuff that I don't know. So tortured. What? CCXRC, never fear when RC Guy Garage says the live is almost over, right? It just keeps going, right? Yup. Yeah, you're right. That is how it works, too. Because I just keep talking. Fast eddy bearings rock, right? I'm going to find out, man. Better use salts. Salt's not sugar. Right. Yes. And cooking, that has happened. That absolutely has happened. You got, you know, I mean, my wife knows what each container has the white crystals in it, right? But they look the same to me. Sugar looks like salt and salt looks like sugar. Yes, that has happened. Seriously. I made spaghetti one time, right? And I don't know how I messed up, but I put, because I guess I didn't know what was what, because my wife is the cook in the house, really. I mean, I know how to cook, but she's the primary cooker, right? So let's just put it this way. Instead of having savory spaghetti, we had sweet spaghetti. I used sugar in place of salt, not knowing. And she knew it right away, too. She was like, did you put sugar in? Did you put sugar in the water instead of salt? And I went, no. She goes, yeah, you did. Didn't you taste it? I'm like, no. Why would I taste what it was? And then she showed me. So we had sweet spaghetti that night. Sweet spaghetti, right? Sweet spaghetti. Hey, it happens, guy. All right. Again, 102. Holy smokes, man. 57 people here. 102 thumbs up so far. That is awesome. If you jumped in here, Black Metal, what's going on, guy? From Germany. Nice. If you're just jumping in, I'm actually jumping off. I was supposed to stop at 1 o'clock. I always go over by accident. What do we talk about today? Just talked about the Big Rock a little bit. In reality, that's what this was supposed to be about. Just showing you that, you know, people are asking, you know, why am I comparing, you know, a 1/10 scale up against the 5th scale? You'll get it. And some of you already do get it. And I think talking about this live, I brought out what in reality I'm doing. We're talking about Smiles for Miles. We're talking about, you know, price comparison kind of sort of for those Smiles for Miles. Can the Big Rock do what the X-Max does? You be the judge. Go watch my videos, man. Can the X-Max do what the Big Rock does? Apparently not. Right? And if I can provide this right here, if I can make myself smile and laugh at myself Hopefully I'm doing that for you. This really is what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about getting out and ripping it. It's supposed to be about not one pack. It's supposed to be about us all, you know, getting along, getting together, having a blast, getting out there, ripping it, getting out there in your own car, in your own driveway, and doing a little smoke show. If you've never done it, if you're a front wheel drive, crank on that e-brake and do a little smoke show and see how you like it. Just remember, you'll probably have to buy tires. If it's not your own property, don't do it. Don't go doing donuts on, you know, on private property and even some public property. But if you've never done a burnout before in a real car, suggest you, well, you might want to just experience that. It's fun. If you've never done donuts before, do some donuts. If you got your little RC car doing donuts, just think about what it's like in a real car. Just be careful. Never do it like under, I don't even know how to say it. Adult supervision. Make sure you get some adult supervision. I don't know. Just get out there and rip it. All right. Thank you guys for coming to this COVID and Coffee. I didn't even title this the right way. I'll probably have to go back and I'll re-edit the title because I've been trying to put like the numbers on there. COVID and Coffee, like number whatever. I think we're up to like COVID and Coffee, like 15 or 17 or somewhere around there. As far as it being consistent, I'll try. It's hard, you know? It's hard because, you know, until this channel can support not only itself, but when this channel can start to support other things and stuff, and, you know, it'll definitely be more consistent. But for now, it's just going to be, you know, as I can, just like everybody else out there. Because, you know, it can't be one thing. You can't have, like, at least for me, I can't have all those eggs in one basket right now. And I can't do that with YouTube just yet. So, but anyways, everybody out there, thank you for coming. And we will see you on the next live. We'll see you on the next video. We'll see you on the next rip. Do I want to get a TRX or a Raptor? Yeah. Let's see if we can make that happen. I think we can. I mean, Cybertruck too, but man, that pull for me, that pull for the pull is strong with this one. So, all right. Thank you guys. We'll see you later. Cove and Coffee, RC Guy Garage, and I'm out.